Say hello.
Hi, hello, YouTube, welcome, Facebook, welcome. Hi, if this is your first time here, please tell us in chat. And if you've been here, you know the rules. You gotta say hi, we need to know you're here. Pink poo emojis, they are good. They are positive in this chat. Welcome to Fabric8. And as you know, guys probably know, I'm Amanda and I'm from the company called Fabric8. And if you want to find us on the web, we're www.fabric8.co.za. Who's here?
Dilshan sent a loading emoji because about 30 minutes ago I said, "Are you ready, kids?"
Oh.
You can tell me what popular TV show that's referencing.
I don't know.
Are you ready, kids? Do you know
Are you ready, kids?
Are you ready, kids?
No.
Are
is
you
it?
ready, kids? Oh,
No.
yeah, Captain. No, okay. In the chat, let's see who gets it first. Nancy's also here. She says,
Hello,
"Hi, guys."
Nancy.
There are people on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook that haven't said anything yet, but of course,
You guys have to talk. You are not allowed on here if you don't talk to me. I am talking to a Apple emoji, basically. That's what I have to look at.
Yes, and when it gets lonely, guys, please keep her company. Otherwise, it's
Yeah,
going to be very sad.
yeah. Otherwise, it goes too quick. Also, and we have to be able to talk some very, very important world-saving, yeah,
Sucks.
hungry feeding, poor paying things. We change the world here. Okay, guys, what is Create with Fabric8? Well, it's a weekly live. You're on it. So I'm sure you know. And Matthew, you can see him there in the left-hand corner. Yeah, we started this because, I don't know, I don't want to say believe because then it sounds like a religion, but we can make it a religion. Because I want to community build. I feel like I've sewn my whole life. I've never really met or known other people who sewed. I never could ask people except my mom and my grandma, and then obviously when I studied. So I want it to be a safe place for everyone to ask their questions, stupid or not. There is no stupid questions, but I might think it's stupid, but you don't think it's stupid. And that all depends on the level of expertise. So there's going to be people here who know more than you. There's going to be people who know less than you.
I know less. That's me.
So this is what it's for. It's not to make you free clothing patterns. That's not what I do. I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it quick and simple. And if you ever have to make a gift or your child has to go to school and she's not taking a bag, I want to be you go, oh, Fabric8 had a pattern. I would also really love it, guys. We get maybe once every blue moon, and we don't have a lot of those, pictures of people who used my patterns and made something with it. Please, guys, there's no bigger gift you can give me than me seeing my hard work being used. Otherwise, it just feels like I make these patterns, I sew them, and then I make another one, and I sew them, and I make another one. Please show me what you do. We will post it on our story to inspire other people. If you sewed something and it doesn't look quite right, you're also welcome to ask us. And with that, I want to say that we have WhatsApp groups, and we have quite a few different ones. We've got 2 sewing groups. We've got a Noltak groepie. We have an embroidery, knitting, crochet, quilting, and the sewing, especially the sewing groups, are very busy. They're very nice. I've seen, daily questions are being answered. People are asking, where can I get this? Where can I buy this? How do I do this? What do you guys use when you're sewing this? It is amazing. It is like an encyclopedia on the go. It's like having your own sewing chatbot. Okay, so those are on our website. I don't even know, it's / and
It's Insta-link. I think it's Insta-link.
is it that? I don't know. Lisa's not here to do all the dashes.
Oh, never mind. It's Fabric8.co.za/WhatsApp. I posted the link in all the chats.
Okay, so Matthew is posting those. Guys, we did put a talking about bots. We did put a bot. It's more of a a security guard on our WhatsApp. So it means that every person, you don't just get in instantly like previously, because we had some serious porn and we had some serious people selling Bitcoin and I don't know what else. So we actually robot everyone that goes in to keep that down. But if ever there is anything unpleasant going on in a group, we are not on there 24 hours a day, but there's always someone close to a phone. Please let us know. Let us know on the WhatsApp number, which I don't know again.
I can check that. I do also know that
061.
But also people know, I assume from the group or whatever, people do know my number. I have been called awake at 7:30 on a
Really?
Yeah.
For Fabric8?
Yeah, because stuff on the group.
Oh,
Twice,
is that?
actually. Yeah, twice. I've been called awake in the
Grief.
morning.
Where's your number on then?
I've seen that if you go on WhatsApp, I'm an administrator on the groups, so they can see my number and that. So yes, I've been called, and I don't mind. And I like the way.
Hi guys, please, y'all. I always say police yourself and police the group. If anyone's rude, anyone's nasty, if anyone, I do not tolerate racism. What's a trans, gay, any phobia, I don't tolerate it. So just know that it's black and white for me on that. So guys, if anyone private messages you and you don't want to be private messaged, please tell us. We do not allow that type of things, but we don't have problems. It sounds like we have this group that is like a load of school kids. The groups are seriously nice. I almost want to say that in the 2 years they've been up, we might have had to delete 2 people. And they weren't obviously Bitcoin guys, but we do keep an eye on it. And yeah, be nice, be helpful, because next week you need it. But it is it's such a cool group, and we've got a few regulars on there who is so helpful. They're forever helping people. So I always say that put it on mute, because I read it sometimes as a bedtime story, and I go back and I read the whole day's conversation so that I don't miss anything, but I can't obviously actively be on it. But I know people who sew for a living or work from home. Sorry guys, I cut my hair, and can you see that it's just that length that freaking irritates me? I'm gonna fuss.
Actually, what's it? Antoinette said hi, moisture color refresh.
Oh.
What actually likes it. Also a Shawneen Fletcher and Saskia asked from Red Stitches, and she said yes. I don't know what that means.
Yes, what?
From Red Stitches. Shawneen from Red Stitches. Do you know Red Stitches?
I don't know, she might be new. Yes, she's new.
She's new, but she's from Red Stitches. I don't know. Do you know what Red Stitches are? No?
No. Is that her company?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily know.
No. Guys on Instagram, is there any sound issues there? I've just gotten a report of a sound issue on Instagram. Let me know if you're hearing anything weird.
Yeah, but you guys on Instagram, we don't want to lose you as Instagram followers. Please don't unfollow. But guys, you get a much better view on YouTube or Facebook, okay? Because we have, at the moment, we have 2, but we have 3 views. So when we start actually working here, it actually focuses from above, so you can see much better. So as I said, just open your YouTube, click, what is it? Subscribe. Instagram, YouTube doesn't send you stuff. You will never get an email or anything. I'm subscribed to many people, and sometimes I wish they would tell me when they go live, but they don't even do that. So you'll get no spam, I promise you that. And if you click subscribe, then you can talk to us. Otherwise, you won't even see the chats going on. Anyone make something amazing this week? And not amazing for me, amazing for you. Did something that you didn't think you could do, or made something and it worked out even though you didn't think it would, or whatever, made a pattern for the first time, or did something for the first time. Come on guys, let's do a competition, and I'll say whose is the coolest. Even if it's a problem, it could be the coolest problem I've ever heard of.
Saskia did say that the groups are very nice, everyone's supportive and
Yeah, they
friendly
are.
and well managed, and there are some pros who help us newbies with advice.
Yeah, I am super surprised, guys, because I've left many I've left many WhatsApp groups, so I might be slightly sensitive. I am sensitive on some subjects. I have mentioned them. So I don't even like you insinuating something strange. So then and especially when you like say something, someone says something that's like right on the edge, and then the whole group goes in, yeah, that is da da da, and then I've left many, and I am so surprised we've had no issues, none at all. We once had a rude lady on here, and we deleted and gave her chances, and in the end we did delete her, and since then we've had no problems. And Saskia is always here every week. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Saskia. It is awesome to see people come back. I talk a lot of pink poo emoji. Yeah, you can always just, is there like a quiet, the monkey with a finger. You can always just tell me that I should stop talking.
She won't, but you can definitely tell her.
Yeah, yes. So guys, I need to also warn you that there will probably not be a live next week. Firstly, Lisa's going to a freaking, what is it? Something in Pretoria, a festival. So she's not going to be here. But I'm getting my 4th operation on Monday for the year. So I should only be out for a week. I'm just having the carpal tunnel on this hand done. So I won't be able to sew, and yeah, it's just not gonna work. So I will see you in 2 weeks' time. But anyway, so I'm very excited because we actually received our Victorinox, and I'm Victorinox scissors. And if you look at that, this, as I said, this one I bought in 2014. That's 9 years ago. I paid more than we sell it for. I'm just putting it out there again. I still can't believe that. I still actually can't believe it.
Saskia said you made a pocket pillow for a friend's dad's Father's Day gift. Friend's dad.
What is a pocket pillow? What's a pocket pillow?
It's like I assume it's a pocket. I mean, a pillow that fits in your pocket.
But what is it? Why would you want a pocket pillow?
Saskia, please explain for us who do not understand.
Anyway, okay, so we got these. I'm not going to open this one because, as I said, after 9 years, this one still cuts like a dream, and I'm going to prove it for you. This is vinyl. That sound. Listen to that sound. We're going to do, what is it? What is it called?
ASMR.
I'm going to do, listen to it, guys. Tell me if you also love that sound. Amazeball. I wish I had a cheap scissors here. I don't. To prove to you what's happening.
I'm so sorry. But did you notice that the mic is in the camera?
The mic is in the camera.
No, I've been trying. Lisa's going to help us with some stuff.
Is it? But that looks professional.
Yeah, like
all the podcasters have these big, huge mics. It looks like we know what we're doing. This is a new mic, man. I ordered some stuff from Amazon. We're gonna upgrade.
Anyway, while I'm here, please leave us a like because we have a lot more viewers than like.
Yeah, no, like us, subscribe, please, guys. Guys, you don't have to ever. I said to Lisa this week, it's so funny how you don't expect anything. You do things for people and you do it, and because it's your job, it's your thing, né? And this week, after a client of mine ordered brother embroidery frames, and they have been out of stock so long because they've been waiting for this freaking ship. I don't know, I think the ship's been around the world 3 times, but it hasn't stopped at Africa because it's been at sea. Anyway, so it's been months. So about a month ago, I WhatsApped her and said, okay, I think I can get the frames. They're in stock. I'll let you know as soon as they leave Pretoria. Anyway, And like literally an hour later, I'm actually looking at the invoice and I see, oh my gosh, why does it say 000 at all of the things I ordered? And then I realized it's not in stock yet. They just randomly sent me a new quote with all the things that I have on back order. So I had to tell her, after waiting for 2 months, I had to tell her that false alarm, they actually ain't in stock. So we still are waiting. And so yesterday I again got an email and was actually an invoice, and I knew I had the frames, but I said to her, don't want to get your hopes up, but the frames are supposedly in Pretoria, but I am not going to say pay me and get the job done until they are physically, literally on the road on its way to Cape Town. Anyway, so then I sent her an invoice and and afterwards she said, thank you so much and thanks for your awesome friendly service. And I thought I wasn't doing good. I mean, this is 2 months she's been waiting. Yeah, I kept her up to date, but I mean, how is 2 months good service? And I said to her, oh, thank you. It's so nice to hear sometimes when you're struggling with things that your client realizes sometimes it's just out of your hands. So guys, please give us a like, say something. Every time you see one of our ads, just go, hi, pink poo emoji, whatever, guys. Just every reaction on an ad makes Facebook show it more and we pay less for that ad. And there's so many things that little heart or like or thing influences that really, that's all we need. I don't need you to WhatsApp me, please, guys. This is not like what fishing for compliments. That's what I need. I need you guys to tell people about me and our business, and to, if you see us anywhere, like, follow, whatever, forward, send, save. There's 1,000 things you can do. I'd be so grateful. Anyway, so here's the scissor. Exactly like mine, exactly as you can see. I'm assuming it's gonna cut even better than mine, but I'm actually too scared I'm not gonna try it because I don't want to know mine's not as great anymore. Anyway, I'm just gonna show them because last week I didn't actually have them physically. Jeez, they are.
Ashley says hello.
Hello, Ashley.
Melanie said, I punched a hole with a prim thingy now to learn how to use those other thingies that you sent. I have no idea what you're referring to.
Yeah, prim Vario plier. And Melanie, it's very easy. And there's a lot of info on the Vario plier makeup.
Yes.
Vario plier online, you can just Google it. Because, as I said, I'm going to show you. This is a small one. You can go look. They are, honestly, it's better than mine. I don't want to know it. I'm going to have to get a new one. But 9 years is a good run, though. Amazing. And this is, this is like their craft scissors. I mean, honestly, it's amazing.
I think it all just pretend that they sent you one little in your order.
Freaking amazing.
Cynthia also says hi.
Hi, Cynthia. So
Tanya says hi. I'm always like missing the live, but I'm here now.
Oh, Tanya, great stuff. Awesome. You are welcome.
Check it out on YouTube and Facebook after the fact. You know, we do upload it afterwards, so you can go check it out there.
So, guys, this is almost the same scissors. It's obviously just but this is not for my hands. I couldn't work. Well, I could if I don't put that finger in. But you can. This one is. Oh, this actually sounds even better. Yeah, you can hear mine's been. The edge has been worked. Anyway, I promise you, save up. If you have anything coming, a birthday, anything, ask for vouchers. Even if they give you a 100 Rand voucher or a 50 Rand voucher. These scissors are the fabric ones are from about, let me just see, you're looking at about 460. Yes, they start at about 460, the fabric ones, but the other ones are, the smaller ones start from 285. Guys, but you will not regret. Look, this is a tiny one. This one, I think, is the one that I said the yarn scissors, because it's got the round edge, and it means it won't stick through your yarn bag. Let's see. Ach nee man, look, it cuts. I mean, that's gonna cut. It's amazing. Anyway, so yeah, we have gift vouchers, so people can buy you gift vouchers. We have them from 100 Rand to 10,000. Guys, go buy one now. And if you need to buy 2 10,000s, that's also all right. We will appreciate. Anyway, as I said, they are all on the website. We are carrying stock, but we obviously can't carry like 10, 15 of a type. So as we see which ones are selling, we will carry more stock, but it takes about 3 or 4 days to get to us, so it's not a problem. Okay, guys, so tonight I made a little, it's like a crossbody bag, but it is quite tiny, so it's great for, like, if you're going, well, Lisa's going to a festival and you just want to take your phone, and if you're like me, you want to take your phone and cigarettes, and so it's a tiny crossbody bag. But like with all patterns, once you've got a pattern, it's so easy to make it bigger. All right, and I thought we had never actually spoken or done vinyl, or what is it called, faux fur, faux leather, yeah, or vegan leather. It's not vegan, because I promise you, this stuff that's on the back, I don't want to put the vegans off, but okay, it's the stuff at the back is a fabric, and fabric, I don't know what vegan is, but it's not necessarily 100% environmentally safe. Okay, so very easy pattern, very, very, very simple. These, I mean, if you make them and you want to sell them at markets, you could make like 10 a day. All right, so basically there's one bag back. All right, and then you'll see that there's 2 sets of bag fronts. This actually happened afterwards, because I realized that some people might not want to make it in vinyl, and then there was something that needed to be done for it to be able to be made in fabric. Okay, so we are, this is going to be specifically tonight about vinyl. Okay, so vinyl is this stuff. Matthew, are you gonna give us, vinyl is like, it's like a fake leather, but it's what they used to, if you don't get leather seats, but it's like it's sort of a stretchy, but it's supposed to look like fake leather. Okay, you do get many different vinyls. This is not the same vinyl that you use in your cry cut or your silhouette that you cut out and then iron onto a shirt. That's not the same vinyl. All right, this is it's called, I don't know, in the old days they used to cover fabric, you know, like if you buy a cheap leather couch, leather, this is what it is. All right, so you get,
Melanie said pleather.
yes, pleather. So you get them in different shapes and different textures. They come thicker and thinner. Mostly they are like the pleather look on the one side, and then it has been fused to a stretchy sort of back, but that is a fabric. All right, so it just, because the is it PV something, P I don't know what that is. Anyway, it needs the backing for it to stick together. PVC maybe, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so there's a few things that change when you're working with, shall we go vinyl? Let's just go vinyl, okay? And you get them very shiny, very nice. I just took the vanilla black because actually I had this strap that I wanted to use, and that's how we ended up with black, because I didn't have vinyl that matches that. All right. So firstly, anyone who's sewn with vinyl before and has found it quite difficult, when you buy vinyl, very important to try and get thin vinyl, okay? So you do, as I said, you do get more heavy duty, which they use on car seats. You don't need that, all right? So the thinner, the better, obviously, because you're working on a domestic machine. Domestic machines aren't made for heavy duty. So the thinner, the better, the softer, the better. Okay, it doesn't really matter what the finish on it is. The thicker, the slower you should go. All right. The other thing about vinyl that's really nice is we do not, if you're sewing, for instance, a zip in fabric, you would need to actually fold that over and sew your zip like that, because you couldn't have a raw edge down here. Now in vinyl, you can just have the raw edge and sew it. All right. So that is very nice. Vinyl generally doesn't fray. It does, however, have this fabric backing. So if you're scared, or if you see while you're cutting, so when you cut vinyl and you're going to leave the edge like we would here, I always suggest using a rotary cutter so that you cut in one go, because if you cut with the scissors and you make a little nip, that little bit that you've got left there, let me try and see if I can do it in a way that you guys will see it. So every time you start cutting, it's going to make a little thing, and then there's going to be a little piece of thread or something. So cut it with a rotary cutter. It cuts really easy with a rotary cutter. Awesome. And then if you're still scared, what I normally do is I take a little bit of stop fray, because the vinyl side cannot actually fray. I just put a little bit of stop fray on the back, on the fabric side, to make sure that it doesn't, it won't fray. And then you'll see, even though you've cut it with a rotary cutter, it still makes little thingies. So now after the stop fray, it's easy to go and just go and make that pretty. And I'm only doing it on the edge where I'm gonna do my zip, because the others are going to be inseam, so you're not going to see. And also, as I said, it doesn't really fray, but if you're pedantic like me, then you can do that. Okay, so I just smeared on the inside. All right. Okay, the other thing is, anyone who's previously worked with vinyl, some people will just go, I'll never work with it again, my machine refuses to sew it. Okay, and the reason for that is vinyl, and like these plastic tablecloth fabric, or even I think that is called the clear PVC, when you make bags like makeup bags and it's see-through, that plastic, that can all be sewn in your machine. The problem is, because this is a very nice vinyl, but if it's just slightly more shiny, the pressure foot, remember, it's a pressure foot, so it's not, a lot of people go presser foot. It's been changed, because I see that even the people who know call it a presser, but there is actually no such word in English. Presser, there is no such word, but it is actually, so it's a pressure foot. Okay, so it applies pressure so that, as I previously stated, the feed dog, those little teeth at the bottom, is what pulls your fabric through the machine. So what happens with vinyl is the pressure foot sort of gets stuck to the top vinyl. So you never ever get an even feed, and you always get seams that look slightly puckered. All right, and the reason I actually did some samples for you. This one, it sews it. Okay, but there are some circumstances where you cannot have it. You can see that it's stretched the fabric because it's making that. Okay, and this one, can you see there's no crinkles in the fabric? This one's sewn with a Teflon foot. Now, anyone who's got a kitchen and some pans know that Teflon coated pans, non-stick.
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about sewing. I know very little bit about
Okay,
cooking.
so it's a non-stick foot, and it glides. Okay, so it's really great when you're working with those really shiny, sticky sort of plastics. All right, sometimes this isn't even good enough. So then I have another trick for you, but let's just finish this first. So this I did with my normal sewing foot, and as I said, you can see that it's stretched the fabric. Okay, this one, I don't know if you guys can see, but you see there's no crinkles, and the crinkles come from this. The bottom bit was feeding faster than the top bit because the top bit was holding on to the foot. It was sticking to the foot. So it's almost like the bottom part was being sort of a little bit gathered. Okay. All right. So that's the difference. It's just want to stay flat. Okay. And then and remember the sewing on this vinyl on the wrong side sews just like fabric, because this is a fabric base. It's as soon as you turn it around and you want a top stitch, or you're making like bag straps or something, and you're sewing on the right side of the fabric. Okay, so these two pieces are exactly the same, and this one I did not sew with the Teflon foot, and this one I did. But can you see what is happening? As it sews, it is stretching, and it's doing that thing exactly what stretch fabrics does on a normal sewing, on a domestic sewing machine. Now for stretch fabrics, the solution is a walking foot, and on vinyl, the solution is a Teflon foot. I know, the first time I saw this, I thought to myself, this is not Teflon, this is just plastic. But plastic wouldn't work. Okay? So if you, however, still have a really sticky vinyl that still sticks even to the Teflon foot, although I've never had that happen, you can use baby powder or cornstarch and just sort of dust it. It is a pain afterwards to clean again, but dust it onto your actual vinyl.
Before you say anything, would dusting it with powder affect your machine?
It will. It will. It's never a good idea. I'll tell you about dust powder just now. What happened? Okay. So yes, all right, but I wouldn't suggest it. Another thing that I saw people do that could work, I've not tried it, is, you know, these plasters you get after, it's like a paper plaster when you had an op. You get it like in a skin tone color, and then you also get it in a white. It's like a paper plaster. Now I've seen people stick that to a normal foot at the bottom. I don't know. I don't know if that works, but I've seen people do it. Okay. I wouldn't stick a sellotape, because the problem is the shiny bit. Now you're putting another shining bit on it. So you'll also see that the Teflon foot, it's almost like it's not as shiny as a plastic foot. It's like a little bit matte. Anyway, all right. So that's that. Okay, let me tell you about dust powder and your machine. It is always fine if you're a regular machine cleaner. That means if you're working with, and the reason for, I'll tell you. If you are a regular machine cleaner, that means you clean your machine after working hard once a week at least. Okay? I know many people are going to go, I haven't cleaned my machine, it's 2 years old. All right, I don't clean my machine that regularly because I don't sew that regularly at the moment. And secondly, I know what I'm sewing. So I know what makes dust. If you're sewing with fleece, guys, you have to clean after sewing a lot of fleece. If you're sewing with something like, I once sewed with a black wool fabric, and it made the finest bits of wool dust. Not dust, it's actually clippings. You can see that the little fibers, and because there where you cut it, you're clipping the fibers, so those little bits are falling in. That made dust for years. I mean, I found it on the top of my shelves everywhere. We cut quite a lot of that. But before this happened, I would never have said this is a problem. Okay, so I don't know who sews with shweshwe. Anyone working with shweshwe? That's a traditional, I think it's actually traditionally South African. I don't want to say 𝐂𝐑𝐄𝐓 because we live in Cape Town and we have, but it is a traditional, it has these fine little prints and it's beautiful fabric, but when you buy it, it's like hard and stiff. Okay, so the last, a big part of the process, it's still being printed and done in a very old traditional way, and it's printed in South Africa, which is very cool. So 3 Cats, it's called 3 Cats 𝐓𝐄, and it's by 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄𝐒 Fabrics, and it's beautiful. Okay, but what people do is they sew that 𝐓𝐄 without washing it before. So in the printing process, they stiffen the fabric with starch. Okay, so they literally drench the fabric in a starch sort of liquid, and then the fabric it gets squeezed dry so that it's so flat, so that the old printing way of printing, it's like printing on paper. Okay, so it's easier to print on paper than on chiffon, for instance. Okay, so it makes the fabric hard, but it is basically starch and water. So what happens if you dry it? All the water disappears, but all the starch stays in the fabric. So I sold the machine to someone, and I just want to touch wood again. In the, I think it's possibly 8 or 9 years that I've been selling brother sewing machines. Oh gosh, I get so nervous when I say this. I have never had a machine come back that wasn't user error. No, that's just rude. I know. I'm just being rude to you all. Okay, so every single machine that's ever had a problem was we could fix over WhatsApp, or the minute they brought it in, it took me 5 minutes to figure out what was wrong, and it's normally user error. But this machine seized up. And what happened is, because I always try and fix the machine, because the machines have to go to Pretoria, to brother South Africa, okay? Which, it doesn't matter how quickly they do it. You know, it's 3 days up, 3 days down. That's 6 days. Then they still have to book it in. So I try and prevent machines going in if they don't need to go, because nobody wants to wait for your sewing machine. Anyway, so I always just look at the machines, and this lady stays far, so she sent the machine to me. And I opened up the machine. I thought, okay, wait. I know also another thing, when you send your machine for a service or a guarantee work, always good to clean it, man. You don't want them to come back and say, oh, that machine has been abused. So I cleaned the machine. I made sure she had the right bobbin in it, and I undid this bit, and I took out the inner rotary hook, which you guys will probably know as the bobbin casing, or the bobbin case. But it's not that. Please don't ever say that to a technician. They were very rude to me when I said it was the bobbin casing. It is the inner rotary hook. Okay, the old silver ones, you put the bobbin in, that is a bobbin case, because the inner rotary hook is still in the machine. Anyway, I was told, and let's learn. Anyway, so I opened this machine, and it looked like, I swear, when those mud dams break.
No.
A mud dam. There was quite a few times in history where mud dam, and then...
Yes, but I'm quite young.
No, man, the other day, anyway, but I saw a video of that, and it's the finest silt, and it's almost like a liquid clay that comes out of those dams. The inside of the machine looked like that, but it looked like that silt, like fine clay, dried inside the machine, and I have never seen it. I thought, I don't know, was she sewing in the garage, and she's staying on a farm? Maybe, I don't know, dust is being pulled into the machine in some way, and then I asked her, what does she sew? And she says to me, she sews a lot of 𝐓𝐄. And I said, do you wash your 𝐓𝐄? And she said, no. Okay, so from sewing a lot of 𝐓𝐄, every time that needle goes through it, you know, when you work with with powder, and you sew through it, it makes like a little bit of a dust, and that starch dust was going into the machine, and all the natural oils and things that's supposed to be in there, not natural, but I mean the machine oils and things that was meant to be in there was gathering this dust, and it made it look like every crevice was full of like clay. And I cleaned it out. This, her needle shaft didn't want to move up and down anymore. I cleaned it up there. Everywhere was this like light white brown dust that looked like clay. And after cleaning the machine, it worked. And that's when I realized, guys, depending on what you sew, it makes a big difference. We were going to send that machine, it seized up. It literally would not sew one stitch. And just cleaning it. So again, that's why I am very afraid of saying put powder on. Okay.
So there's some comments. Stuff that said last time I used pleather, the feed dogs put little holes in it.
Oh.
Since then I bought a Teflon foot, but haven't tried it out.
Okay, that depends on your machine. Some machines, you can set the pressure of the foot. The pressure foot set. The pressure foot's pressure can be set. Some machines not. Then you can also put paper underneath so that it damages the paper and not your, and then afterwards you just pull the paper off. I would, if I'm sewing on black, I wouldn't put white paper under there. Get some black paper. But mostly that paper just, you know, if you sewed through paper and let's just do that quickly.
Very nice. What about magic tape? Same idea.
Magic
Tape.
I don't know what magic tape is.
How about just regular non-magic tape? Would that help?
What is the regular tape? I know tapes, guys, and there's 1,000 different types. You need to tell me what magic tape is. I don't know. Is it like the magic scotch tape? Like, okay, so see? Look here. Okay, well, I should have started it, but there you go. Okay. So then it doesn't damage. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I say try everything, né? And just, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm showing them the new camera angle.
Try everything. I always say I actually clean my machine, but when I started sewing at college, we had to sew on industrial machines, and I'm telling you, I thought, difficult can it be? This machine just goes straight. Man, was I wrong. That machine, you put your foot down and it feels like it's literally going to sew up to your chin. It's so fast. And so you do all things, because I'm not used to a fast machine. So I used to stick things on my industrial machine. I would say it's your machine. People say, oh, but it doesn't look, don't worry about it. Put whatever you need, do whatever you need to make it work. Let's not do the powder thing. I've suggested that, but what I meant was on the top, take a little bit of powder and just make it slightly more smooth. I'm not saying dust powder everywhere. Okay, let's get you sewing. So, okay, so Teflon foot, first thing. Another thing, you cannot, or you should not, you can probably, but you should not use pins. I actually want to drink coffee. You should not use pins. Why? Because, let's just be real, guys. It's going to make a hole. And this is true for leather also, okay? So if you pin, okay, and then you take your pins out, there's 2 holes. And you're not sure it's going to close up again, all right? So this is the perfect instance for you to use fabric clips if you need to pin anything, okay? Fabric clips, the plastic ones, whichever, all right? Other thing, if you're working with pleather and because you can't pin, this is also fine to use double-sided tape. You get them in nice. I mean, I did a leather workshop years ago, and we used I think it was a 3 mil double-sided tape. Just, you know, when we're doing this and I have to now put it there, and how do I pin that? You just double-sided tape because your machine will sew through it. It's fine. I wouldn't sew everything through double-sided tape, guys, because that glue will eventually stick to your needle and will eventually get into your machine, but it is quite fine. You also get something that's called quilter's tape, and it washes away, but we're not going to wash the pleather bag, so don't bother with that because it's very expensive. What else did I think about with vinyl? I think that is it. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's start. Very simple little bag, perfect for, as I said, teenagers going to a festival, or even just yourself, you know, if you want to just a bag where you can just take your money and your stuff, and you don't want to like be carrying your whole full bag. Okay, so I actually would have done this beforehand, but I thought, let me show you. So I obviously want to use this shiny bright silver zip, but as you can see, it's too long. So I've previously done this, but I'm going to show you guys again. This is obviously a plastic zip, guys. A metal zip looks like this, and a metal zip, to shorten a metal zip, is a very different thing, okay? Because you have to take the stopper out with a plier, and then you have to physically remove every single one of the metal teeth up to the point where you want it to be, and then you have to place back the stopper. Now with the plastic zip, it doesn't work like that, and most dress zips your machine will go through, but because this is quite a big teeth, my machine's not gonna like sewing through there. So I've already marked. How do I mark? So I want my teeth of my zip, and I've marked here, but I see it's almost disappeared again. I've actually just, I don't know where my pencil is. Mark the 1 centimeter seam allowance. Just want to mark it again so you guys can see it. All right. So I need the teeth to be inside because I don't want to sew through it. And if it's on beyond that, I'm also going to have to sew through it. Okay. So what I do normally, it's easier, is you open your zip up and you put that needs to be inside. And then can you see, I'm almost like, I want to say 2-3 mil on each side extra. Okay, and I've marked that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this so that I don't lose, see, my place where I want to be shortened. And also what's nice about having that is if you do happen to open your zip, it sort of stops it. Okay, because as soon as we start cutting on the zip, it loses its stopper and it's just going to go by. All right, so I'm going to just cut my zip shorter. All right, what I want is I'm going to remove the teeth, but first I am going to cut myself 2 little flaps like it has on this side. There. And this is why you... Everything is under the scissors now, I think. Where I did put my lighter here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, and because I cut this now, it's gonna fray because it is fabric, and especially because it's the silver fabric. I'm gonna just turn it over and just, whoa, this is a flammy one.
It goes.
Yeah. And I'm just going to...
We need a fire sound effect. Unfortunately, I don't have a fire sound effect.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if this is fire.
Yay! And I'm just going to make the edges so that they do not fray. And as I said, the silver is a little bit of a pain. But there we go. Doesn't matter, this is going to be in your seam allowance anyway. But I always like being extra neat. Okay. So once I've done that, I actually need a pencil that is not white. Because normally white works, but not on the silver.
I mean, most pencils aren't white, so
And I'm going to just mark, but can you see what I'm doing? Even though I've marked, I'm going to put my stopper back in. Because guys, when this falls out, I don't want to be there. Okay, so I know it's going up to there. So what I'm going to do is I am now going to cut my zipper teeth. Can you see? To the mark. And this is where the fun bit is now we can, are you up here?
yes, you can see.
Okay.
Doing the double set.
So this is plastic. So I don't know if the silver works as well as, you need to give it quite a bit of heat, because what you want to do, can you see? I'm fusing the teeth together so that they act as a new stopper. Matthew, what are you doing?
Nothing.
You are very distracting. I keep thinking you want to show me something or say something.
I'm miming
Yeah, I can see.
for our blind listeners.
No, that's not gonna. That's definitely not gonna work. Yeah, see, inappropriate. That's why.
What do you mean? I was being serious. I was just stupid.
Okay, so this one is a slightly needs a bit more work than normal plastic ones. But I don't know if you guys can see that I've sort of, if you look at the old stopper, obviously a bit more fancy than mine, but I just need my zip pull not to be able to go through. Okay, so that's done. Obviously you can do it neatly and better than I did it. All right, I can take my stopper out now. I'm just not quite happy with this fusing at the front. I know the back is fused. Just like the two plastics to actually melt together. It is actually quite it's a tough plastic. It's not, it looks like it's, there we go. No, there we go. It's fused together. All right. And yeah, I'm not going to test it because I'm sure it is fused, but I don't want to now have to go find a new zip because I'm playing around. All right. So here's the point where I would, if I had, which I have, but I don't know where I would have a tiny piece of double-sided tape to just attach the zipper. But we don't have that now, and I'm not going to run and fetch. So I'm just going to use my bigger fabric clips that'll go all the way over to there. Actually don't want it that close to the zip because I need it to give me a little bit of that shine.
Guys, is the top view half Amanda, half top view working? Do you like it? It makes my job a lot easier because I don't have to switch between camera angles. So let me know if this works for you, if you're enjoying it. If it's bad, don't let me know, Lisa will be very sad. So just pretend you like it. Thank you.
Okay, so that is one way. And then I'm going to just here at the tip use two of the smaller ones. And over here. Okay, and with my Teflon foot up. Oh, I knew there was something else I was going to tell you. Okay, so when stitching with leather and pleather and vinyl, guys, you really don't want to unpick. Okay, as I said, the holes are there and they're done. They're there. Okay, so it also weakens the fabric, that hole, if